My name is Aaron Carlson, and my chosen topic for this final video presentation is the human endocrine system, the hormonal response to outside factors and imbalances in natural bodily processes that this system seeks to regulate and bring back to a balance. I'll be explaining it on three different levels. The first is an elementary school level of around 3rd to 5th grader. The second will be at a high school level, and third will be at a college level. The first level I will explain is at elementary school. In essence, do you know what causes your heart to race whenever you're afraid? Do you know what causes you to grow, to use energy to create, to become bigger? Do you know what causes you to sleep? The answer to this is actually it's just one thing that your body does. Well, not necessarily one thing, multiple things, but one system in your body that allows this to happen. This is the endocrine system. It is your body's way of producing chemicals to help regulate how you grow, how you sleep, whether you feel fear, how you can move faster. One example of this is with the level of your blood sugar, how much sugar you have in your system. Your body is able to produce a chemical known as insulin. This chemical seeks out sugar and actively pushes it out of your bloodstream in order to make your blood sugar level more normal so that you aren't experiencing anything weird like you're super hyper or you're bouncing off the walls. And now you may ask yourself, well, how does the body do this? How does it cause this to happen? The answer is very simple. It's a system. And the answer to what controls this, that's the brain. Your brain is the main control center for all of this happening inside of you. Think of it sort of like a computer. Something happens when someone types on the keyboard and the computer causes something to happen. Letters pop up on the screen, or you can run a game on your computer. How does it do this? Well, as I said before, it releases hormones into your body. These hormones can do a variety of things. The hormone adrenaline, it will cause your heart to beat faster and trigger what is called the fight or flight instinct. When you're faced with danger, you either have two instincts. You will stand and try and stop the thing that's scaring you, or you're going to try and get as far away from it as possible. When your heart beats fast, that is adrenaline acting on it to push more blood out to your body to make sure it is ready to do these things, ready to stand and fight, or ready to get up and fly, to run away. However, the brain does not do this on its own. The brain itself does not release, say, adrenaline into your body or insulin to help regulate your blood sugar level. The brain is like the boss. It tells your body what to do. Your brain sees that something is happening, and it tells itself, hey, something needs to be done. But it does not do this itself. The hormones your brain creates work its way out to the rest of your body, to certain glands. And those glands, in turn, will make the chemicals that will make the change to your body that will allow you to overcome that challenge or stimulus. The effect, and like I said, the brain hormone will travel out to your body, to the glands, and whenever it is there, whenever it reaches, say, your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys, for instance, that is where the adrenaline is made. That is what makes your heart beat faster, your blood rush faster, and you feel like you're ready to do something. And after this point is done, your body has to reach a stopping point. We all know that too much of something can be bad for you. The same is true with these chemicals. But these chemicals serve two purposes. The first is to cause your body to change in some way, to be ready for the situation you're in. The second is to stop. When the job is done, that hormone will reach back up to your brain and say, hey, boss, we're done. Our job is complete. And the boss will say, good job. Let's stop for now. And when that happens, you return back to normal, stopping too much in your system and allowing you to return back to normal. Moving on to the high school explanation. In your body, every day, all sorts of changes can occur. Like if you're ever scared, your heart beats faster, gets very nervous. And not even that, growth. Your body is constantly changing. You're growing, getting bigger. Puberty. Everyone knows that example. and even burning energy in your body. That is something your body does naturally. Now, what links all four of these things together? What causes them? The answer is very simple. Hormones. Hormones allow your body to change. They allow it to grow. And what do? You have examples like adrenaline, makes your heart beat faster, makes you ready to fight or fly. And growth hormone, it's in the name. It allows you to grow. Each of these hormones exist in a different part of the body, and they do very specific things. And just as each does specific things, there are also two different types of regular hormones. The ones that cause the second ones to be made, and the ones that do the working. The first ones are created in your brain. In your brain exists a part called the pituitary. The pituitary is responsible for making hormones that work its way out to the glands of your body, like your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys, your liver that helps you grow, and even insulin that helps regulate your blood sugar level. And the glands, these are where the real heavy lifters are made. These are where the hormones that affect the change on your body are made. As I said before, adrenaline, it increases your stress response, your fight or flight instinct. It makes your heart beat faster, your blood flow faster to get more energy going out to your body so you can run or fight. And even insulin. When your blood sugar is high, your brain detects this and sends a hormone down to your pancreas to create insulin to lower your blood sugar level. And problems with this can lead to things like diabetes, where you either don't have enough insulin or you're just not responding to it. That requires an outside source for you to bring more insulin into your body to regulate that, and also leads to some lifestyle changes. And as I said before, it's important to note that there were the two types. Some hormones made in the pituitary do not have a direct effect on the body. Adrenaline is not made in the brain. As I said, it was made just above your kidneys. And to travel from your brain down to there, it travels in your blood. There, the hormone created in your pituitary stimulates the adrenal glands to make adrenaline. And also, for a more personal example, puberty. The hormones that make that happen, they're not made in your brain. They're stimulated by your brain, but they're made down in your sex organs. And lastly, as stated in many slides before, the pancreas, that is the organ responsible for making insulin and glucagon, the two things that help regulate your blood sugar level. Insulin to bring it down, glucagon to bring it back up. As stated in the slide, there are their effects. And also, at the end of this line, when their job is done, the hormones need to be able to say, okay, we're done. Too much in the system, very, very bad thing. So those hormones will then go back up to the brain and tell him, once the job is done, it's time to shut down, time to be enough. And after that, the brain shuts it down, you return back to normal. Lastly, we move on to the college level explanation. The first step in any response by the body is a change from homeostasis, a change from the level of balance that the body is used to operating in. And in order for this change to be dealt with, the human body deploys the endocrine system. Many of the physiological fluctuations are handled by our endocrine system. It starts off with the brain sending a signal down to the pituitary. The pituitary will then recognize that response and release the appropriate hormone to activate a gland that will help bring the change back down to normal or alter it to the new normal, like with growth. Then the glands will secrete that proper hormone to enact the change, and they will regulate the bodily process and will reestablish homeostasis. At first step stated, the brain, it detects imbalance through nerves and various inputs from the body. It will then stimulate the hypothalamus, another area of the brain close to the pituitary, which will send a signal down to the pituitary to begin its response. Now, there are two distinct areas of the pituitary that can elicit a response. The posterior will make two hormones, antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. Antidiuretic hormone is responsible for how much water you retain through your renal cavities. And then the other side of the pituitary, the anterior, is the one that causes the most response through TSH, ACTH, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, growth hormone, and prolactin. The majority of these will reach out to other organs. All of the ones made in the anterior pituitary reach out to other glands and organs in order to get their job done. Like the TSH, it stimulates the thyroid to produce thyroid-releasing hormone to affect your metabolism and your growth. ACTH responds to the adrenal glands, causing them to release cortisol and epinephrine, boosting your heart rate and blood glucose levels, as well as activating your stress response. Then gonadal stimulating hormones respond to your testes and ovaries. And growth hormone activates the liver to produce IGF-1 and 2. And then down to the target. The glands will then, once stimulated, secrete their appropriate hormone in order to establish their response and return to homeostasis. Some of the effects, as stated before, gonadal, testosterone, and estrogen, the masculinizing and feminizing hormones respectively, establish secondary sex characteristics as well as stimulate puberty in the body. Growth hormone reaches the liver, and insulin growth factors 1 and 2 will activate and allow for bone and muscle building to allow you to grow more. Thyroid also affects growth as it ups metabolism and can affect gene expression, how much your body will grow and how much it progresses. Lastly, the adrenal glands will secrete cortisol, which affects your stress response, lowering your immune response and allowing for more energy to be available for your muscles. Now, the ultimate purpose of each of these responses is to reestablish homeostasis, to bring the body back to the normal and functional operating range. And it's either the old normal, how it was before, or the new normal, like with growth. And this in turn creates a feedback system. This feedback system is very important to making sure you do not have a hormone imbalance again. This feedback system is primarily negative in response to the endocrine system. Each of these hormones, once their job is done, they will negatively stimulate the hypothalamus to stop production of the hormone that stimulates the pituitary. Any deviation from homeostasis is dealt with in this manner. So, total recap and just a general overview again. An imbalance is detected by the brain. The brain, through the hypothalamus, stimulates the pituitary to release the appropriate hormone to cause the correct response. The hormone stimulates the gland or organ of which it is made to target. That organ secretes the hormone that makes the change in the body. After the change is made, the hormone negatively regulates the pituitary and the hypothalamus, and in turn, the body will return to either the old homeostasis or the new one. Thank you for listening to my presentation.